This video is brought to you by John Robson Guitar Tuition. If you enjoy the content, please consider supporting the channel by enrolling on a course, purchasing some guitar lessons or a t-shirt, or you can join my Patreon. Now, on with the show. Hello chaps, welcome once again to John Robson Guitar Tuition. As always, I do hope you're well. Okay, we're back to this guitar now again, the Sire Larry Carlton S7. I've had it a few days now. You saw the unboxing video and first impressions last week, and this is just basically a little bit of a follow-up video to that one. You know, how's it settling in? How's it shaping up, basically? And what you just heard there at the beginning of the video was me putting this guitar through its paces. Incidentally, if you're one of my Patreon supporters, then up on my Patreon page, there's the address and the link is in the description. You will find that clip of me playing that solo and you know, the Guitar Pro tab for it, PDF tab for it, and the jam track I was playing along with as well. So go and get some licks under your fingers from that. But as you heard in that video, this guitar does give a pretty good account of itself. At the moment, I'm just plugged into the old Yamaha THR5 for any sounds that you're going to hear during this video, like that kind of thing. But you know, you heard what it sounded like there through a few more, shall we say, professional sounding plugins. Let me just adjust this mic a little bit here. There we go. You can see the guitar now. Yeah, it gives a pretty good account of itself. The clean sounds are, I think, more stratty than a strat. That second clean solo that was in that piece, you know, the one where I think I'd begin it like with that kind of lick like that, it's, you know, it's just instant Knopfler, really, isn't it? You know, or at least in terms of the tone. And the bridge humbucker, dear me, that can handle the shouty stuff, can't it? it's a monster of a pickup, but it's not like overbearing. It's still, you know, as you can hear it now. It still, you know, is beautiful and crystalline and clear when clean. It's not pushing the clean sounding amp into excuse me, itchy nose, into, you know, that sort of territory where you've got a bit of fur around the edges. So as you can tell, I am quite impressed with this guitar. I mean, about 15, 16 years ago in the mid-2000s, I kind of just got a bit bored with Strat style guitars and went to Telecasters, and from there on in for a good long time I was a big fan of Telecasters in particular, and just twin pickup guitars, two pickup guitars in general, and that remains the case. You know, I mean, my signature guitar that you see in all the videos, that kind of gorgeous maple topped twin humbucker Telecaster that is just absolutely gorgeous. That's always going to be number one. But this one here is making a bit of an impression on me, I've got to be honest with you. The reason I started getting back into Strats again was because, you know, Bottleneck Bob, a good friend of this channel, he was heading up this way a few weeks ago, and he said, do you want to borrow my American Standard Strat? And I said, well, yeah, of course, yeah, let's have a look at it. And I'd been reading the spec of the Player Series Strats and thought, well, you know, those guitars on paper look very similar to the old American Standard Strat. So as you know, we ended up doing the comparison. And, you know, I thought I'll get myself a Player Series Strat and just do the comparison, and then, you know, I'll move that guitar on, and, you know, once it's served its purpose. When it arrived, though, it was such a gorgeous looking thing that I thought, you know what, it wouldn't be the end of the world if I decided to hang on to this. So, you know, I can't tell you how much I wanted to bond with that guitar, but it just never really happened. You know, beautiful guitar to play, and as I said at the time, if you're looking for a Stratocaster and it has to have the word Fender on it, it's hard to see what boxes that Player Series guitar doesn't tick. You know, it's a fantastic instrument. I never really bonded with it. I know some of you are probably saying, yes, what about that? What's that Strat hanging on the wall behind you? That is a Harley Benton ST57, which is a fantastic budget Stratocaster. If you're looking for something very, very stratty and you've got under 200 quid to spend, then just grab one of those. You will not regret it. But again, that's a guitar that for whatever reason I just didn't bond with. You know, I've used it occasionally. I did a David Gilmour course for Udemy, where I thought that'd be a great guitar to have for that. And that's one of the main reasons I bought that guitar, really, because it is like the copy of a Gilmour guitar. But Strats recently I just haven't bonded with. And then we come to this one here. This is absolutely gorgeous. I think the thing that, I wouldn't say entirely swings it for me, but one thing that makes this neck so addictive to play are the rolled fretboard edges. Now, if you don't know what that means, basically take a look at this diagram here. There's a cross-section of a couple of guitar necks. You can see that on the left, you've got non-rolled edges, basically just where the corners of the fretboard just kind of, you know, meet the kind of curvature of the back of the neck, and that's how it goes. This guitar is much more like the diagram on the right, where the edges are kind of just rolled round like that, and it makes for such an addictive playing experience. It's that coupled with the satin finish on the back of the neck make for a beautiful playing experience. If I could sum it up, basically it's like everything about this guitar compared to that Player Series Strat is just that 5% perhaps better in every little way. Those fretboard edges, just the more positive, stable feel of the trem, the fact that this has got locking tuners on it, the fact that for me, which is, you know, an important thing. I've got a humbucker at the bridge. But if you don't like the humbucker at the bridge, fear not, because there is a 3 single coil version of this guitar, which is, I'm sure, just going to be just as gorgeous. It's just I prefer having the extra power on tap. You know, it's made an impression on me, this guitar, it has to be said. You know, people always ask about things like neck profile and stuff like that, and that's, you know, it's a bit of an abstract, difficult thing to describe, because, you know, I'm not particularly au fait with all of the terminology like modern C profile or, you know, kind of D profile or that sort of stuff. I would describe this as baby bear porridge profile. It's just right. It's not like a big fat baseball bat, like I think Dave Simpson, in one of his videos, he was reviewing one of those Harley Bentons. I don't think it was that model. I think it was the ST62 or something like that. And he ended up having to shave the neck on it because it was just, you know, like a big old telegraph pole in his hands. So it's not that kind of neck, and neither is it like a skinny 80s, you know, Ibanez wizard style neck neither. I can't imagine anybody picking up this guitar and thinking, oh, that neck feels uncomfortable. Especially with these rolled fretboard edges, it's like putting on an old, comfy and somewhat fragrant pair of slippers, which I'm wearing at the moment. Anyway, so yeah, it's a beautifully comfortable neck. Even my old bugbear with strats, which is one of the reasons that I was always frustrated with them, is this forearm contour here. One of the things I do prefer about a Telecaster is you've got a hard square edge there, and that gives me a perch to sit on. And quite often with strats, I find myself kind of sliding down the hill like that. But if I just kind of turn this sideways on, you can see that there is enough meat there for that not to happen. It's still, you know, if you like that kind of comfort contour there, it's still comfortable enough. You're not going to get, you know, your arm chafing against the hard edge of the, you know, of the body, but it's still there's still enough of a perch there for me to sit on. It's honestly, it's like somebody in an office somewhere in Indonesia, which is where these are built, has got a picture of a fat, bald northern lad on his desk, and they've said, let's build a strat for that bloke, because that's effectively what they've done. You know, I really, really rate this guitar, and the only reason I will be selling it is if the numbers don't add up at the end of the month, basically, because every guitar that I don't sell is less money in the pot to fund the purchase of the next review guitar. But this one is the business. This is the guitar, and I suppose this will be the headline for the video. This is the guitar that's rekindled the flame, as far as I'm concerned, for strats and strat style guitars. You know, it's the dog's doodahs. I nearly swore there on YouTube. No, we won't do that. It's a lovely thing, and 429 quid. That's 70 quid cheaper than the Player series that I had in here. If I could sum it up, it's a bit like this. There are a number of guitars that I've played over the years that like boutique guitars. My signature guitar is one that springs to mind, where you can pick it up and you're just kind of playing on it and you can think, yeah, every little thing on this is just so properly sorted. It's just, you know, in every little detail, someone has gone that extra mile to make it better than it needs to be, and all of those things add up. Me Gordon Smith was like that as well, actually. I don't know if you call Gordon Smith a boutique guitar. Another one that springs to mind is one of my students has a Carvin guitar. Before they were branding them as Kiesel guitars. His is the Carvin CT6 California, and again, you pick that guitar up and you can feel, you can hear, you can sense where the money's been spent. And I'm getting that kind of vibe from this guitar, and the best thing is, you know, it's 430 quid. It feels like something from, you know, that should be well into four figures, put it that way, in terms of just the overall playability, the sounds that come out of it, and just the general air of quality that it oozes from every pore. So there you go, folks. That is the follow-up video on the Sire Larry Carlton S7 in 3-tone sunburst. This one is probably going to be a keeper. And that is pretty much it for today, folks. Hope you've enjoyed the video, found it useful, informative, perhaps a little bit inspiring, or at least a little bit interesting. And if that's the case, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell if you haven't already done so. And why not give me a like while you're at it? Don't forget the live stream, which was last night. If you're watching this on Saturday, every Friday, 5 PM UK time, we have a live stream and we drink beer and talk about music and guitars and stuff. Fantastic way to kick off the weekend. And I would love to see you there if you can make it. But for now, I'll bid you all a good day and say thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your time. Look after yourselves, folks. Stay well, stay safe, and above all, stay sane. Bye for now.